Imagine this. Your heart suddenly stops. The room around you begins fading away. Voices become distant. Time feels strange. Your body no longer responds. And then, something terrifying starts happening inside your brain. Some people describe seeing bright lights. Others hear voices, see dead relatives, or relive memories they forgot decades ago. But the strangest part? Many of these people were declared clinically dead. So what exactly happens inside the human mind during the final moments before death? And is death truly the end? Or just the beginning of something we still don't understand? The oldest human fear. Since the beginning of civilization, humans have feared death. Ancient Egyptians believed the soul entered another world. Some religions describe heaven. Others describe reincarnation. Some believe consciousness simply disappears forever. But despite thousands of years of belief, nobody truly knows what happens after we die. And yet, millions of people throughout history have reported strangely similar experiences during near-death situations. Experiences so detailed and so emotionally powerful that even scientists began paying attention. The moment death begins. Death does not happen instantly. It's actually a process. The second the heart stops beating, blood flow to the brain begins collapsing. Oxygen levels rapidly fall. And within seconds, the brain enters a desperate survival state. Vision narrows. Sounds distort. Your awareness begins changing. Some survivors later described this moment as feeling detached from reality. Others said, time completely stopped. The tunnel of light. Then comes one of the most famous experiences ever reported. The tunnel. People from different countries, religions, and cultures often describe seeing darkness surrounding them, a glowing white light, and the sensation of moving toward it. What makes this terrifying is how similar the stories are. Many had never heard of near-death experiences before. Yet their descriptions were nearly identical. Scientists try to explain it. Researchers believe this may happen because the visual system begins shutting down unevenly. As oxygen disappears, your peripheral vision fails first. Only the center remains active, creating what looks like a tunnel of light. But some scientists admit that explanation may not answer everything. Because some patients reported experiences that happened while their brains showed almost no activity. The life flashes before your eyes. Then comes one of the strangest phenomena ever described. People say they watched their entire life replay before them. Childhood memories. Faces from decades ago. Forgotten moments suddenly becoming vivid again. Almost like the brain is rapidly scanning through its own history. Some researchers believe this happens because extreme stress triggers massive bursts of memory activity. But others wonder something deeper. Why would the brain do this at all if death is only biological shutdown? The feeling of peace. Oddly enough, many people who nearly died didn't describe terror. Instead, they described peace. An overwhelming calmness. No pain. No fear. No panic. Scientists think this may happen because the brain releases powerful chemicals during trauma. Natural painkillers. Mood-altering compounds. Possibly even chemicals similar to psychedelics. The brain may literally be trying to comfort itself during death. The shocking brain surge discovery. But then scientists discovered something disturbing. In several studies, patients showed sudden bursts of intense brain activity moments before death. And these brainwaves looked surprisingly similar to dreaming, memory recall, and conscious awareness. Meaning, the brain may become hyperactive during its final moments. Almost like one last explosion of consciousness before everything goes dark. Could people still be aware after death? And this leads to a terrifying possibility. If the brain remains active briefly after the heart stops, could people still be aware for several seconds after technically dying? Could they still hear voices? Feel emotions? Experience fear? Nobody knows for certain. And that uncertainty is deeply unsettling. The most unexplainable cases. Some near-death experiences become even harder to explain. A few survivors later described conversations, events, or details they supposedly should not have known. People accurately recalled what doctors said, objects inside hospital rooms, or events happening while they were unconscious. Skeptics argue these are coincidences or false memories. But even some scientists admit certain cases remain difficult to explain completely. The fear of nothingness. Perhaps the greatest fear isn't pain. It's uncertainty. Humans fear the unknown. And death is the ultimate unknown. What if there's nothing after it? No thoughts. No memories. No awareness. Just endless silence. The human brain struggles to imagine non-existence. Because consciousness has never experienced nothing. Final ending. Maybe near-death experiences are simply the final hallucinations of a dying brain. Or maybe they are glimpses into something science still cannot fully understand. But one thing is certain. The human brain does not fade quietly. And in those final moments, something extraordinary may happen inside the mind. Which leaves humanity with the same terrifying question it has asked for thousands of years. What truly happens after death? What do you think happens after death? Tell me in the comments. And subscribe, because the next mystery might be even darker.